Alright, howdy gamers! Now, with CEO finished last night, I guess today we unfortunately don't have any of the top 8 characters represented over there. I think no Disease, no Lewis, no Leo. What other characters were in the top 8 roster? I think at least we got like all of Hotash's repertoire represented here tonight with a couple of Nagoriyukis and Bridget. So that's funny coincidence. Anyways, another week of bounty hunters, and I'm your usual host for the evening, Kyuke, talking you through the action tonight in our first to 7 show matches. We are playing Guilty Gear Strive as per usual for our Sunday evening bouts. And now then, let's take a quick look at what's gonna happen tonight. Let's go from bottom to top. So starting in looming at the end of the event, we have Butty versus Yappie, sort of, I guess, a revenge match. It's no secret that Yappie was a little bummed about the outcome of what we had 2 weeks ago between these two fellas. I think it went like 7-2 in Butty's favor, which I guess I don't have the full lore, but of course doesn't necessarily represent the usual state of things. So Yappie was like, okay, let's run it back, let's do it again, and we'll do it for realsies this time. In the slot number 5, we've got Holiday and Mary. I think Mary has been on an upward elo trend and improving a lot recently. Tim, or Dr. Holiday, is, honestly, to contrast, that has always been pretty beastly and looking probably to be pretty beastly tonight as well. Has been performing pretty consistently in the advanced skill bracket on bounty hunters along all these years. Although I think it's interesting that even though like Holiday has been with us since like 2020, like from really the beginning, at least 2023 or something. I can't even remember when this game came out anymore. He only has like a dozen appearances on bounty hunters, so appearing consistently but over a longer period of time, so to speak. In the 4th slot we got Flakdo rocking that jam versus Arazuki. Arazuki's our new blood from last week. Won their debut match then, and facing off Flakdo now, who is also undefeated on bounty hunters. I think around 3-0 record so far for Flakdo's jam. So that's going to be interesting. 3rd slot will give us Simppi and rukarequiem. Ruka being, I think, the sole newcomer of the week here, up against Simppi, who plays a ton of different characters, or maybe we should say that likes to shop around a lot. I'm not 100% sure like what the lore is, but Simppi does show up on bounty hunters with a lot of different characters. And we've seen Simppi on Potemkin at least once before. The 2nd slot, RageWolf Kai versus 11th Bridget. Super interesting. 11th was more involved with bounty hunters during the period of like 2024, 2025, but has been back again recently. I think 2 months back, came back, played that Bridget again. And yeah, is back in the business. I think I heard RageWolf mention that they were originally a Kai main in regards to the characters picked here today. But of course, like we do know RageWolf a little bit more for other characters on bounty hunters, such as the Bridget or the more recent unclassed Robo Kai that RageWolf has been representing. But I think RageWolf said that he wanted to go back to the Bozo Sapiens version of Kai for now, and 11 said that they haven't actually faced the standard fleshy Kai in a long while, so they're super excited to try going up against Kai again. And then we've got our first match of the evening. Let's pull out the cards as well. So We got LagBoy and Spooky. It's gonna be Spooky once again showing up from the other side of the pond. Character of choice for tonight is Giovanna. That was sort of whatchamacallit, like hand-picked, just picked to the matchup slot that we needed to fill for LagBoy. In that sort of way, Spooky is a very flexible player, has like a ton of different characters to represent in that like intermediate pre-advanced bracket, or like has even like plays just so many characters that you can put Spooky in like rookie bracket, you can put him in intermediate bracket, you can put him pretty much like any bracket pretty flexibly. Just give me a character that you want to play and we'll make it match. And LagBoy also is playing slightly different character tonight, although I do think we've seen Flakdo on Johnny before, more known for the bike and pick, of course. But today, it's gonna be Johnny versus Giovanna, two extremely strong neutral characters that crack the neutral slightly differently. Of course, Johnny is the long-range poke, control, sort of slash you from across the screen kind of a beast, and then Giovanna is a speed demon, if you will. Giovanna, of course, has like very long active reach, considering that like a lot of the pokes that you represent, that you transfer your dash momentum into, are not really reactable. Not necessarily like poking from across the screen in like sub 10 frames or something. Nothing like that, but it's against Giovanna, it's kind of like playing against some of the other speedsters like Chip, Milia. You have to be a little preemptive because like you can't really react to those dashes as soon as Giovanna gets to certain distance away. But now jumping into the first one of the evening, who's gonna take it? Two very explosive and dangerous characters. We of course open up with the far slash. 9 frame, like 3-ish character length reach move. Ooh, but getting counter hit here by Spooky, and of course Giovanna with those nice side switch conversions. You do kind of have an option to either side switch if you will. Oh, we're reaction checking right off the bat. So damage inbound. Positive bonus should take Spooky also to the 50 tension threshold. And LagBoy goes into the counter meter burn immediately. Doesn't want to get locked down. Very low on that life. One good hit should be it. Could be a throw as well. With the FRC, nice! Stands up and blocks the overhead. What a beast! But this is going to be a tough comeback. This is the TK Mistfinder, but I guess it doesn't matter because Spooky had already locked in onto like a fuzzy throw kind of thing and got punished there. Now through the wall, hard knockdown. Spooky does have the 50 meter though, so reversal could be a thing. Deflect shield is the reversal of choice, trying to space it out there. 6P is a little too slow. Even though Johnny does have a pretty good 6P, that dive kick super from Giovanna is pretty juiced as well. Started with a classic 5 heavy counter hit that would certainly go through the wall. In fact, I think other than like Nagori Yuki, that round start 5 heavy from Giovanna, probably one of the more like destructive buttons from the round start range, especially if it counter hits. Goes for the FRC again. And charges the full 30 frame overhead. Doesn't get the finisher though, so no positive bonus at the end here. Setting up the card, explosions everywhere. 6K reaches far and wide and high. And every possible angle on this character, if you do pick the right button for the occasion. Blue RC, back at you from Spooky's side. It's very like kind of high level-ish. Whatchamacallit, kind of. What's the word I'm looking for? The kind of counterplay. If you see at low health, if you see a drift BRC coming your way, it's probably in your best interests to use one yourself. Oh, getting out of the corner. Crush. Yes, gets the TK Mistfinder this time. And successful damage inbound. Positive bonus should fix the reverse or the resource situation as well here in a couple of frames. Finds the hit. Burst by... Ooh, locked into the dash, I think. So could not do anything there. So the Joker trick gets the best out of Spooky here. LagBoy opens it up 1-0 on that Johnny. Gamba it up a little. The Joker trick is an interesting super that like not many characters in Guilty Gear Strive have that, where they can check you from across the screen, like if you're pressing buttons. And then depending on the spacing, like if there's a lot of distance between you and the opponent, you could maybe do something about it, go under it, go over it, but generally like Joker trick is so fast that you probably don't want to do too much about it. Sees the walk forward and bets the throw thing, in fact getting a back throw here. LagBoy and breaking the wall. Maximum damage as well, which is the what's the special move called again? Back from the XX days. Ensenga, that's it. LagBoy looks to be a pretty good condition tonight. Other than the one missed TK finder has been hitting pretty much all the execution. Oh, that's so sexy! Delaying it, taking the missed finder stance, waiting out the deflect shield from Spooky, which does make sense defending with that. If you're worried about high-lows, then deflect shield takes care about it all. Left, right, high-low, it doesn't matter how you're being hit as long as you do get hit. Now, a little short of the 50, gets it, burns it immediately, however, doesn't get anything out of it. So Spooky is gonna have an early chance here to even it out. Oh, the stunner step forward into 6 heavy. That is a slightly more rare kind of a button, I think. Not one of those buttons that Giovanna is known for, more for combo fodder usually. But I wonder if it has a little bit of like low profile, like low crushing features, because Giovanna does go airborne a little bit. Nice block on the TK overhead. But goes under with that Giovanna 2D. And now, all right, this time we've seen this trick 2 times already. LagBoy's like 3 times the charm. I'm gonna stand up and block it this time. I think that was like a non-charge version as well. So it's funny, I think LagBoy got hit by the fully charged one, but not the 20 frame one, which is technically the harder one to block. Deflect shield, working its wonders, making sure that Spooky does not have to care for the... Yo, look at that! The Ensenga skipping past as kind of a footsie tool or a hard RPS tool. It does, like, speaking of those tools that takes the characters airborne, Ensenga is one of them as well. And especially due to some of the newer changes that Ensenga has been getting in this patch, can do some funky stuff, such as like jump over the opponent and cross them up. And unpunished as well, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, from 2-0. Let's see what we're gonna cook in the next one. With the empty jump into 2B, got that throw, and then what? Miss close slash is a frame kill, and into another throw. Yeah, these character archetypes, such as like Giovanna and Sol, you're gonna see a lot of throw-oriented gameplay from these ones, especially like the characters who have a +3 or ooh, but what's going on here? Spooky's actually the first one who gets to drift forward, I think like a frame or 2 earlier, so also recovers from the drift a little earlier than LagBoy. Gets the first say in that situation. But yeah, these characters who have like the extreme plus frame advantage on close slash, you do see much more of a strike throw oriented game plan from them. At least at the like fundamental level. Ooh, sees the burst coming out. Could feel it in his bones during the slowdown of the RC. Now drop in the corner. Another throw. A good hit, or the 2P, I think that Spooky played there, gets reversal by the name. The name is Jay. Ooh, miss on the deflect shield. That's unlucky and lucky at the same time. But Spooky does. Oh, never mind. Spoke too soon. Who's gonna get it? The re-jump pressure goes for the throw a little too early. Tragic for, I think LagBoy was respecting there that time. But hey, it's fighting games, and 1 or 2 frames can make all the difference in the world. Again, setting up the Mistfinder, full screen, or either the turn up. Spooky evades, goes for the combo, misses the ender, it's okay, as long as you let it flow. FRC combo, baits a burst there, I think. However, good delay by LagBoy. Falls straight into the deflect shield. So back and forth. This could be the first game that Spooky is looking to put his name on the board. And yes, indeed, with the re-jump pressure once again, I think it's a kind of a very common way of checking the opponent if they're like, are you looking at what I'm doing? Are you ready to react to what I'm doing on a moment's notice? Like if the opponent is super strong at like grounded level, such as Johnny is, like one of the logical solutions for that would probably be to go for like some sort of a re-jump pressure. If they can't anti-air, then great. You don't have to worry about their grounded mash buttons either. And Johnny has like pretty good options at close mid-range when like you're out of your P and K button ranges. Speaking of the devil, exactly like that, if there's even a little bit of distance between you and the opponent, the 9-frame bar slash is really, really strong. Break their guard. New feature in one of the patches of the new can actually YRC out of guard crushes, which is saving grace against these characters who wanna sort of loop their guard crush pressure in Guilty Gear Strive. Drops the combo, it's okay. Still put them in the corner. Nice stack there on the corner exit. Super important that you don't let them go for free. Speaking of not letting them jump for free, the up dog pressure keeps LagBoy standing still, finds the hit, cashes out. I think this is not quite the kill yet. Giovanna not the highest hitting character on the super, but looking for one more hit. Nice tech again. Under the Mistfinder with a 6P and then ready to strike with a 5 heavy. One of the money makers of all time. Oh, that was... Spooky was feeling really, really frisky there. Trying to step dash into a 5D. No dice though, especially against a character like Johnny. Reaches for the throw. We are in the shimmy distance. Now. Potentially the curtain call. At least for this game, look at that! Doesn't even walk anymore, just the micro hesitation, or rather the micro delay there, exposing the opponent's fuzzy throw attempts. Something that you really need to have in your repertoire in higher level of fighting games in general, not just Guilty Gear. And we find a hit for LagBoy. Building up the buffer, up 2 games again. Now, LagBoy's Johnny is kind of hot. When was it last time that we actually watched LagBoy on the Johnny? This is almost, I want to say, like definitely on the same level as LagBoy's Baiken, or maybe even stronger. Takes the stance, takes a little bit. Here comes the up dog, which, of course, usually a common pressure ender puts you at a minus frame situation. However, this kind of pressure is very common in Guilty Gear, where you're kind of ending your pressure strings in minus frames, and the opponent can try to take their turn back, if you will, from a distance. Ooh, I think this is not a safe jump. The spinny wheel doggy tornado takes care of it. Spooky really low though here. One good hit, yeah, the slowdown frames I think catches Spooky from the recovery frames, or maybe the startup frames. Yeah, missing it 2S, but always ready to anti-air if you see the opponent jumping over. It's kind of like one of my favorite types of normals in fighting games. The long-reaching control kind of crouching poke. Ooh, but we got the throw! Sorry, the burst. And now the cash out. Evening it up, or even gaining a little advantage here. LagBoy has the burst meter advantage for now though, so options are available. I think the best thing that... Oh, wait a second, the drift does not end up working out for LagBoy. The shimmy here. Not enough delay there, ends up striking into the deflect shield. Finds the low, looking for one more hit. However, not plus enough. The 6P comes up and goes under LagBoy's far slash. At least there's... Wait, what was that? Jump? The Roundstar jump D ends up crushing... Was that far slash from Johnny? We go again, crossing it up, and gets a combo for it as well. Put them to the corner. Lots of plus frames from the Spiral Doggy. YRC immediately out of it, but this time, I think we've been in this same situation so many times, and Spooky has got the scent, has downloaded the bots, has got the information. LagBoy still with a little bit of life left. The far slash! The multi-hit ends up not connecting, unfortunately. And saying up, minus on block as well, and here we go, the micro dash chase with the far slash. Yeah, exactly the kind of pressure that we're often looking at from in Guilty Gear Strive. You end your block string, slightly minus, then it's like, do I just sit still and let the opponent be like, okay, take your turn, do I try to escape, like for example, backdash, but then on the plus frame side on the opponent, if they want to catch you, they would need to dash forward, and if they do, then even if you're plus, you might be able to press buttons. You know, the usual fighting game shenanigans. Not even shenanigans, just fundamentals. What a lovely, lovely, lovely genre of games. I do believe that I'll, when I'm like 80 years of age, I'll still be playing fighting games. I swear. I mean, there is definitely a universe where it's just video games and not fighting games, but I mean, video games are kind of cool, are they not? Ready with the anti-air once again. LagBoy has been very good with that, whiffing with the S buttons and then still ready for the anti-airs. On the burst, get them in the corner, the far slash barely whiffs on Spooky. Backdash out of the minus frame pressure, tries to go for an air throw, I think. Jump D probably not the go-to air-to-air options for Johnny, usually. But who knows? Maybe we wanted to style. Benefit of the doubt and all that. Nice, catch them with the 6P on the landing frames. Backdash out of the 2D, and then the Chill does give a little bit of value here. The LagBoy still sticking onto the target. Stay on target. Stay on target. Here comes the drift. Both players go for the throw option. Ooh, the miss. However, the early PRC ends up canceling all the damage. It doesn't even matter, for the wall is there to have our back. Or maybe not have our back because it broke there. Coming out with the jump slash now. Looking to pressure Spooky in the corner. Definitely re-looking to pressure Spooky in the corner. We do have the burst advantage after all. So put the opponent back in there and then strike with the power of Jeremiah and friends. We were pressing something. I think Johnny has a 10-frame safe jump there, so Spooky might have been trying to reversal with something. Drift into the 2K. Wow! Wowee! It doesn't actually connect there. And the reversal super is gonna finish the last pixel from Spooky. LagBoy up 2 games again. It's been quite back and forth here. Spooky attempting to breach the distance. It's not a whole, like, it's not the biggest gap in the game or in the world just yet, but slowly the time is tick-tock ticking in an FT7. Closer you draw to that 7 points, the more urgent the matter becomes. Alright, taking the pressure back. Very chill start of game number 7 here. One player's looking for the real big hitters. Far slash catches the backdash, but not converting into much. This has kind of been the tail of the tape here for this round. Ooh, what a situation! The YRC up in the air, and then wait, was Was Spooky actually minus there? Or yeah, of course, because LagBoy ended up blocking it. So many things happening at once. But then, finally, getting a successful streak there. 2-touch from the uneventful early happenings of the round. Back into it, trying to backdash again from the up dog. It's caught by the lows. It's very easy, especially against these characters who have such long range, like close mid-range pokes, such as Johnny. Trying to backdash out of your minus frame pressure against them can be a tough ordeal. However, this time, the spacing is perfect there. Spooky starting the sequence with the 2D, leading into the corner, finding the last hit. And now, started with a 6B, that might have been a far slash, one of the classic buttons. I think probably no matter what character you are, unless you have some sort of really good solution to Johnny's round start far slash, you're probably keeping the round start 6B in your repertoire throughout the curtain opening moments of the rounds. Ooh, nice check again. This could almost be a kill. Gets the combo around and LagBoy has no choice but to pull the trigger. Last chance or perish. But unfortunately, Spooky reads the situation. Calm and collected again. The step dash into 5D. I think that was a fully charged 5D as well. Hopping out of the corner, hopping into the pressure, back again. Spooky finds a throw, and then Farsna's a little bit too close. Was probably planning on getting the close slash out there. Generally at that distance, far button's not the stuff that you're looking for. A missed combo finds a re-pick up the opponent when they think that you drop your combos. Yet you're going for the reset. Very opportune kind of thing that can happen in fighting game. Dash momentum slides in with the 6P, straight into the DMs, if you will. And there, once again, the counter hit 5 heavy. This is so much damage. God, that's over half of your hit points for a character that is, I think, on defense and like EHP, kind of like middle of the road. That's a lot. That is a hell of a lot of damage. Probably one of those combos that you absolutely want to learn, even like playing Giovanna day 1. Right, converting out of there. Interesting little contrast there on this color, like when you go into Giovanna's full tension mode. It's the black and white doggy. And the 6P again. Don't you dare push those standing buttons, says Spooky, and evens it up 4-4. That's definitely been one of the most important adjustments so far. Just adding a little bit more 6P. Yeah, and again, I think the solution on Johnny's side has to either be we're with punishing kind of a thing, or then just going into the 2S type of buttons more. Sees the first coming out and converge into slightly wrong direction. Okay, never mind, we're just switching sides back and forth and then cashing out. No worries, chat. There was no doubt for even a moment that the combo wouldn't have connected. It's kind of what the too heavy as a Giovanna buttons does. I think that is the one, the too heavy that kind of causes you to flip the opponent around back and forth. Frame kill. Re-engaging, finding the hit, small one, but we take everything that we can get. Giovanna is one of those characters that can like flow really fast, even if you don't really cash out with like million damage from your close slashes or the equivalent buttons. Getting like 2k hits in, especially in the corner, is good enough. Burst bait. There's this like round 1 match, or this slot 1 match has been very eventful in the form of burst baits. Both players have been getting it right on way more occasions that they've been getting it wrong. R-slash with punish here. Completes for a little bit of damage, and now we go into the guard crush, no doubt. Ooh, wait a second. Did the turn up even hit there? We'll go back into the ground. Yeah, the second Enseng minus on grounded opponent. Breaks the 50 meter threshold. Ooh, we're missing the air throw. Gets a 5p in, but doesn't complete the combo. Spooky with his last steps here. Unable to get out of the carded dangerous zone. The gambler's zone, if you will. And once the deal has been planted solidly there, the area of the stage is usually kind of like floor is lava kind of a situation. You don't want to be there as much as possible because that's where Johnny's win condition is. But I mean, sometimes more easily said than done, especially if you get knocked down and just okayed with it. Then it just becomes one of Johnny's like go-to ways of just, you know, running a relatively unfuck-withable okie, unless you have resources to spend. Out of which YRC is one of the options that you can definitely utilize. And now Spooky pressuring it up, commits to the dash. Both players are just switching sides back and forth. Finally, LagBoy finds a decisive opening there. Guard crush into big hit, finds the overhead, cashes out, and now with the resource lead and a life lead as well. Spooky waiting for, yeah, I was waiting for it. YRC finally comes out, but won't be able to fully punish it. Here comes the down dog. Plus on block. LagBoy was still empowered by the, or rather, despite the whatchamacallit, frame data. Big game here for sure. If LagBoy gets this, it is 6 points. We go 6p. It's very high and able to get a full conversion. Nice. Johnny definitely one of those characters. If you get a high 6p counter rate like that, you're going to moderate damage town. The shield pushes LagBoy away from the TK Mistfinder mix-up range. Sorry about that. Oh, what a big counter hit. Can't convert it though. Still in the vortex. Waits out the burst. Another one added to the list of all these bursts that these two people or these two players baited during this set. Face down, back onto the ground. So Spooky in a decent position to avoid the tough spot here. Would definitely like to even it out 5-5 again, assuming the stance. Oh, and a good 6p again. Yeah, 6p from Johnny's side works out pretty well as well, because like Johnny's pressure is a lot of standing buttons or a lot of buttons overall that you can go under with a 6p. So like 6p mash is not really unheard of counter strategy against Giovanna as well. But I mean, I guess that's like for a majority of Guilty Gear Strive, a lot of characters just like 6p is just good in this game, be as an anti-air or as a grounded poke. Here we go. Gets hit by the setup, and we're cashing through the wall. I think it's going to be LagBoy who reaches this 50-meter threshold first, and can take an advantage of it as well. Deflect Shield negates the tension burn. But now LagBoy still has a burst of their own. You can see Spooky clearly trying to outplay it, but the newly eased, lessened, improved window to go for the reversal gold burst does get LagBoy out of the sticky situation initially, but Spooky does not give up the chase. 5-5, we're making it interesting. Moving on to the last step of this first matchup of the evening here between LagBoy and Spooky.
Society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts. Duel 1.
We're coming out guns blazing right from the get-go. There's the 5-heavy. Was probably, I wonder, probably the reason that Spooky ended the combo there was to wait for the impending burst potentially. Loads up the 5D. We started the set with these as well, and now going back and checking trying the 30 frame reaction check. Knock knock. Any reaction checks or any reactions home? Speaking of the reaction checks, I think the TK Mistfinders though, they are borderline unreactable, depending on who you ask, I guess. Drilling it up, and then straight into, what's my name? Jonah. Reversaling out of the plus frame situation. Closing in with the PRC. Now, Spooky ain't gonna have any meter for the follow-up situation, but also, we don't even need it. Going under there once again, starting with the 6P, far slash. Beaten, check mark, and beaten again! Oh my, could this be the first time during this set that Spooky might actually claim the driver's seat and go on a leading position here? Oh, that's a good one. And that's a double good one. Oh! Blocking it right, or blocking the cross-up correctly, and then predicting the burst. LagBoy showing that they are definitely not willing to give up the advantage just yet. And another great read. Misses the punish though. Oh, that's a little tragic. We have a burst here. Put Spooky back in the corner. Deflect shield, and now that's literally every ounce of resources used. I mean, Spooky is gonna build another 50 here in just a moment, but I think burst resources are not gonna play a role here, at least on this round here. Up dog finds its mark. Ow! Into more pressure. The late air dash, or rather air dash from the jump pressure, re-jump pressure. Spooky, indeed. First to the 6 points here. Never gave up, even in the face of being down 2 rounds. And now, looking to potentially finish it here. Let's see what LagBoy has to say about it though. Taking a little breather, for this could potentially be the last one.
So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts. Heaven or hell.
Heaven or hell indeed. Who's going where though? We going up? We going down? What's the deal here? Challenging the minus frame pressure with a 2K. Immediate momentum burst by Spooky. These are the investments that we have to think about. How are we gonna spend that precious resource? Both players have expanded it though. Now the combo damage is unavoidable. And as far as combo damage in Guilty Gear Strive is considered, pretty high. Last time I checked. Last time I played, last time I dreamed. Here's the golden YRC, also known as the YRC, the RC, the Roman cancel of the yellow kind. Put them in the corner, looking to potentially flip this resource lead or life lead. Just a TK Mistfinder there, but still pressuring. Oh, what is this movement? Close slash. It doubles it up to a throw. The pace of the match is too much. Missing another TK Mistfighter. It's okay. As long as you don't get punished, you can still mix on the way down. And this time, waiting at the 6P, getting a whiff punish. This is indeed the devious plan of those sorcerers of fighting games, with punishing the opponent's buttons that they just put out there. Absolute black magic, if you ask me. But definitely possible, probable, and even likely to happen. YRC out of the corner. Nice 2D, that's gonna be a conversion. Let's see if LagBoy still wants to hold on to the burst resource. There are probably 2 lines of different plays that we could make here. This should kill if we get the wall. And why should we not? Wait a second. I was about to say, throws usually cause a lot of wall damage, so why would we not take the wall break? Spooky misses the kill here. I think went for a burst punish, or burst bait rather. But I think LagBoy has no incentive to reach for the cookie jar. Don't even have to burst. looking to potentially even get a chip kill here. Spooky takes a on the life on the line, takes the air throw, gold burst, that's minus. Here comes the chip kill. And LagBoy brings it even 6-6. Oh my goodness. I can sense the adrenaline flowing there. We've all been there before when the going gets rough and you know that it's like it's the last moments of the set. And the sweats on your hands, the palpitation of your heart, and the yearning in your soul to be the one standing at the end on the top of the mountain, victorious and tasting that sweet, sweet W. But who's gonna taste it here? Good check there after the... Yeah, exactly that. Whatever that thing is, the oh my god, the what is the special move? The deal? The deal from the travel deal? What do you call that? Man, I've been taking like a couple of weeks off Guilty Gear and playing Avatar, and I forget the names of all of these moves. Vault deal, that's the one. Anyway, we're not vaulting here, we're just slicing here. Jesse is the name, but let's see if this is Jesse's game. As LagBoy is placing himself on set point position, but Spooky answers back with a nice little burst bait. It's kind of like these fellas know when the other one wants to go for it. 100 meter in the tank, we reach for the burst resource first. Deflect shield, it's one of those tools that Spooky has been using very efficiently. But now we need a little bit more of that efficiency here. Backdashes out of the turn up. Got the 5P anti-air, and is that gonna be it? Not quite. OTG into a setup throw on the landing. Last one. This will decide the fate of the universe, or at least the first slot of the bounty hunters tonight. Who's it gonna be? 6P? Yeah. Good adjustment for Spooky. Realized mid-air dash that they've been getting anti-air from this same exact situation so many times already. Ooh, that's just enough delay. Not only gets the counter hit close slash, but gets a counter hit close slash towards the corner. 15 to tank for Spooky. Drifts into 2P. Not daring to press button, but okay, the opponent is respecting. LagBoy with a lot of resources as well. Full burst, 100 meter. What's it gonna be? Is your reversal option locked and loaded? Sent it. Oh, is that gonna punish? Yes, indeed. That will break the wall as well. But that's not gonna kill, I don't think. That's a hard knockdown, though. What's the mix-up into baiting the reversal that never comes? Spooky. Fighting back from the mediocre down situation. Down 2 rounds, but down 2 rounds, no more at the end. Wow, with the rare Giovanna as well. I don't think we've seen Spooky play the Giovanna too often, but it is what's gonna take the dub for Spooky tonight. What a good set, though. What a good set. Exactly like they whatchamacallit, like they exactly like the script. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so wait a second. We had a message from one of our players. Who is this though? Let me. I hate Discord. Do you guys hate Discord? I need a hotkey to put on, like... Because I don't know which one of my players just messaged me and said that I can't play, because I can't see any names, because Discord is garbage. Anyway, I think both RageWolf and 11th are on the... are in the lobby. So I guess we'll worry about that later. Because I would have to disable streamer mode, and I can't do that, because then... Anyway, we'll worry about that later. So RageWolf in the right corner. Up on that Kai. This is an interesting one, because we've seen RageWolf on so many different characters, and I think never before on that Kai. Even though this is, according to RageWolf, one of the characters that they, I think, originally mained. Is that the lore? I think that's the lore. Oh, it was Arazuki. Okay, thanks for the heads up. We'll take a note of that. But now into this set. This is relatively high level match. If RageWolf's other characters are to be trusted or are to be observed, I am going to guess that this is relatively high-level Kai as well. And now, putting an end to the projectile play from the opponent, and mixing it up in the corner. Loop it a little. Goes a hard knockdown and an opportunity to go for a safe jump, which we of course take against Kyle, who, as one of the slower DPs in the game, relatively easy the safe jump. And now this pressure just keeps going. Finds the last hit, converts it with a 50-meter. PRIDUZ is a nice little character on the offense, because like on a moment's notice, if you're making your opponent block basically anything, you can kickstart my heart into FRC, get that re-pressure. Ooh, goes under with a 6P. And the lightning strike didn't quite connect there, even though it has like a straight vertical line from the skies. Kind of like a real lightning strike, huh? I'm missing with the kickstart and gets punished as well. So burst has been now expanded. 11th wants to play this. It is a risky kind of burst because you are down in life, but at least able to get the burst from RageWolf as well, who was believer of the PRIDUZ pressure that time from 11th. Playing 6P in the corner now, waits out the DP, and here comes the punish. Too heavy on an airborne opponent. We get that nice heavy fireball juggle, and that is some damage from the Kisk family. Keeping up the electricity state going whenever the opponent blocks one of your projectiles. Shock state keeps reapplied, and then the RTL takes care of it. RageWolf definitely here the game, just as much as we've been gaming on the Robo-Kai recently. I think three previous appearances from RageWolf has been Mechanical Robert Kyle instead of any of the other characters. Of course, interestingly, RageWolf is like, especially in Bounty Hunters, one of the most common PRIDUZ players that we used to see. Now playing against their old main here. So should know like relatively decent amount of the tricks of the trade. Oh, here comes the slingshot. The rolling movement into a reaction check. It is a little bit of a brain destroyer, whenever you see those 5Ds, it catches you off guard. It's like, wait a minute, that's not fair, that's not allowed. That's not supposed to happen at high levels of play. But if you forget its existence, it might catch you. Oh, the nice little delay here, waiting out the Viper thrust. And now both players one hit away from taking this. Nice throw tech. Oh, here comes the instant air dash though, and that's gonna be a punish. Not even with the RC was, I think it was RC that RageWolf played there. Even with that, was able to make himself safe enough here. That's a very, very interesting angle there. From the skies, kind of like a U shape. One of those graphs I've seen in math class. Right, get out of there. Roger takes care of everything. However, the command grab from PRIDUZ is not throw invulnerable, even though it's of the command kind. It's one of those strange command grabs that just don't have any throw inhibus. But although, then again, nowadays no command grab has throw inhibus in Guilty Gear Strive, huh? right. That was one of the changes of the latest patches. Although it hasn't been like that for the whole duration of this game's lifespan. We used to have some, you know, generally the command grabs used to beat all of throws. Or rather, normal throws. Right, through the glass we go. How's about we go for a throw, but that time, once again, RageWolf was completely on top of all of the action. Twirl a little in the skies. That's kind of twirl that you can perform if you don't have currently yo-yo activated, right? Dash blocking forward, however, here's a big vertical wall that is Bridget's too heavy. Puts the momentum up in the air, and then I love this from 11. Not like fully committing all the time, not giving RageWolf the easy anti-airs. That can happen if you just, you know, just rolling movement onwards without any thought. Are we blocking here? Oh no, 11 actually queued up some sort of button here. But the round star DP here, after wall break, takes care of it and evens it up 1-1. That's gonna get our first disconnection of the evening as well. So let's try to hop back. I think 11th was able to see that we had that, so let's see what's gonna happen here. It's a good time to sip up some water. Whew, before the action continues here. Right, looks like we are gonna sandbag out, so not gonna lose any footage here. Yeah, might as well while this is going on. So it was Arazuki who said that can't show up, so that would mean the fourth slot is going to be cancelled. Sorry, trying to take care of all the things here as well as possible, as well as you can manage this train wreck of a solo operation. Okay, back into it from 1-1 situation.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting...
Can find a replacement? Sure. If you can manage that. The skill level is I can check it real quick. Would be around like entry Vanquisher level, or like default Vanquisher level, I think. Right, back into the game. The FRC mix-up can produce a high-low here, goes low this time. And now RageWolf striking back, however, able to get the reversal DP against the pressure ender. It's an interesting kind of conundrum, like if you want to actually try to sort of risk DPing out of those enders, or if you're just gonna wait patiently, take the ender, and be plus on block afterwards. There are, of course, a lot of different ways to solve different kinds of situations. And that's where player expression comes in as well. Speaking of expression, mixing a little bit here. A little bit of the solo gameplay. Also called set play in the industry, if you will. Ooh, nice wave punish there on the 6B. But now skipping back into the card with the use of mere deposit of 50 meter gets you this much pressure. On the other hand, the opponent can had, I think, 2S going online there. And RageWolf actually recognized that and went for a super fast button. Yeah, sorry, buddy. We can lock that in as well. Or we can lock that in if you. Yeah, I'm okay with that switcherino. The 2K. Avoiding RageWolf's pressure and hops over with the rolling movement. That should be enough if we can go to the wall. However, the 6 heavy, the butt slam, not quite reaching. So RageWolf still has a small chance here. Or I say small chance, but this is literally one hit more. The lightning strikes, drops 11th onto the ground. And what we initially called a small chance has manifested, I guess. Not a small chance, a decent chance that was. Never count out these absolute units of gamers here on screen. Ooh, multiple instant blocks as well. Yo, high-level gameplay? What is the window to hit IBs again in Guilty Gear Strive? Is it like 2 frames? 3 frames? Something like that. Lightning strikes through 11's 6B. Using the burst to get a little bit of breathing room. Trying to get out of the corner. Instant air dash is 2 frames? Yeah, 2 frames sounds pretty familiar to me as well. Because 3 frames would be like semi-easy timing. Ooh, but the jump slash actually hitting backwards as well. Micro dash 6B. Grounds 11th once again. But we got these mix-ups to block, and block them we will. The dash block pressure, or the dash block gameplay as well that we actually saw last week a lot from RageWolf. What was the matchup again? That was Robokai versus... I think Robokai versus DZ. So RageWolf has definitely displayed on numerous occasions being capable of doing one of the most fundamental and basic kinds of gameplay loops that you do need to... Oh, the step back! Did you see that? Did you see that? I think purposely stepped out of the YRC range so that there was a nifty little punish to be had very easily. BP works out for 11th, but now there's a lot of work to be done if we want to run this back. PRC this time works out so well. It is definitely a deposit of a lot of meter, a lot of tension, but as we say in Guilty Gear, the one that holds the meter advantage at the end gets the last say. Even if you whiff something kind of like, it doesn't really matter what you whiff. You can kind of save your ass. Throw a fireball, a risky one, a heavy one, even if the opponent has the read. You just YRC if you have the juice to burn. And the bait here is not able to glow slash. Ooh, was probably trying to get a hit on an airborne opponent and juggle into the heavy fireball loop again. Didn't quite get it though. Now 11th. This should be good. From East Coast to the West. The lightning strikes perfectly once again. Ooh, the backwards. Yo, that was a sick option here. The SDP. Through the basically the insurance that Roger Super gives you. RageWolf, oh my gosh.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
With the whiff punish again. Does get it. But I think had a little bit too much backwards moving momentum there on the round start to get a clean one. It's a very precision kind of a game in Guilty Gear Strive, the round start. Just exactly how many pixels you walk forward, walk backwards, that kind of stuff. Speaking of walking backwards, or maybe flying backwards, Roger comes to produce the plus frames, but RageWolf not too phased about that. RageWolf is just clearly, what should we call it, like a fundamentals, looks like a fundamentals kind of a game there. like never moving forward with special moves, utilizing all of the movement options available in the video game. Just like really sound looking player. It doesn't really matter like what character RageWolf is playing. It's always like this. But then you could also argue that characters like Kai or Robo-Kai or characters like that are kind of forced into that mold where they have to play with the fundamentals. I mean, you can try to be a gorilla on these Shoto-ass characters, but definitely get more mileage if you concentrate on the basic stuff and just perform the basic stuff really well. Such as, you just move really well against the opponent that has, you know, range advantage on you in certain occasions, like PRIDUZ does. But speaking of the advantage here, a sweet little heavy fireball Oki that Kai has gained access to recently from way more situations than previously, going into the heavy combo variation, which 11th recognizes, bursts out. Bits 6P with the Roger Super, and now on a collision course with the wall. Are we gonna take it? Not quite. Reset here and try to solve it. Yo, are you looking at this movement from RageWolf? The micro dash there during like periods of time where lesser players would be just shaking in their boots and just holding the block for dear life. RageWolf is getting the micro dashes between the shots and between the hits, and exactly the kind of stuff that you want to be doing. Speaking of, however, the things that you don't want to be doing, missing your heavy DP towards the corner while crossing the opponent. Back into it with the leggy of the king, 5k, one of the most obnoxious. The reaction check clears it, and then the bait on the wire C as well. This man is on another level, unleashing his inner Kai in so many different ways. And just saying, hey, listen, listen. Yo, fundamentals and footsies. Yo, listen. Let me tell you about the fundies. Let me tell you the legend of the normal bender. We've seen the fire benders, air benders, earth benders. Now get ready for the neutral benders. Here comes Kai Kisk in the hottest new movie of the autumn. Look at that again! The dash forward, no fear whatsoever, just absolutely understanding what this character is capable of. But it does make sense. He has played the character himself, so there is that. I think that's that might be like a good whatchamacallit, like a, if you're trying to sell somebody on playing more character than just their main, this is what you can gain from it. Understanding, like deep level understanding of a character can actually gain you this forbidden knowledge that we also refer to as matchup knowledge from time to time. The lightning strike again. It's all falling in place so well. And RageWolf looking like ain't gonna slow down even a little. In fact, it's the opposite. At the start of the set, it felt like 11 had so many more plays to be made, so much more that they could do. But now, RageWolf, I feel like has like, at least it's what it feels like is RageWolf has just seen everything. And now, you know, other than just a couple of RPS situations here and there, yes, you can get hit by the mix-ups. Yes, the set play is still, you know, just guess for your life, .jpg. But other than that, it's looking pretty good. Oh wait, gets bounced out of the corner. How did that happen? But 11th, living with the happy little accidents and doing the best of what we can. Pulling movement straight into the fireball, but now pressure resumes once again. Oh, with the momentum sling! Able to get the wall, is that enough? 6P, not enough! The pixie damage of PRIDUZ, unfortunately, hops to the other side, and the leggy reaches backwards Does the jump K actually reach both sides? I guess so. At least the animation kind of suggests it. Oh, I like that. 11 has been anti-aired from the situation many a times over, especially when RageWolf has had the 50 meter, but now transitions into like a Roger dive for layer 2. Take them off the wall, put the electricity state on as well. Bzzzt. Ah, the little micro step backwards and then the strike. He's in there. He's in there, man. Ooh, again, the little bell curve. RageWolf is ready with the 6P. We were talking about the 6P, the importance of 6P and the power level of 6P in the previous matchup as well. And it holds true here as well. 6P indeed. Quite strong at the grounded poke against a lot of what Bridget can produce. And again, this situation, RageWolf committing to the SDP to plow through the Roger super. Ooh, gets the hit, however. A little difficult to convert. I thought I saw 2K. I thought 2K, and indeed that's what it is. Reversal out of there. Roger dive. These are only single hits though. A lot of very, very risky small hits that slowly are swinging the pendulum towards 11's account. But we need to find a big one. Another small hit. There are so many hits. It's like 10 different hits. But looking for the one big one, cannot find it. Cannot find it for their life. But that's kind of like the dynamic of the gameplay of these like further reaching characters, like Dalsim kind of characters, Axel kind of characters, maybe sometimes even Bridget kind of characters. Although like I would definitely not contrast Bridget with Dalsim ever. not that much. Axel and Dalsim maybe. But you get the idea. Another great dive, but we were talking about those small hits and what they gain you. At least you get to mix it up. You get your set play started, usually, right? I mean, I guess you would usually wanna have your yo-yo out, like have a good enough knockdown from something like a 2K2D. That will give you all the the momentum slap and the lightning strike. He had the presence of mind to go for it immediately. Did he react? This guy is just out of his world. RageWolf playing like an absolute cyborg. Has mastered the ways of the Kyle. Long-time player for both the Kai as well as the Bridget. Let's see if 11 still has some wind under their sails. Look at those IVs. There's just so much deliberate stuff. The micro dashes into blocks between the block strings, the IVs, the everything. It's kind of like learn to play against Bridget, like teaching clip from YouTube or something. Nice snipe there. Finally got the jump out as well. Oh, that's gonna be a punish. Takes it with the 2K2D, sets the fireball. Good read here. I mean, one thing that has been going in for 11th is that there are a lot of high-risk good reads. Like the DPs have been working out, a lot of like RPS material has been working out for 11th. The problem is that the damage differential, or rather the damage difference, is so massive. Like when Kai hits you just way harder than Bridget can. Again from the normal jump, unleashing the heavy fireball. Could be last moments for 11th unless we make this count real hard. The FD in the air pushes Bridget, jump D away. Is this gonna be it? Launches the electric state. Roger got my back, but a small knockdown. The yo-yo is gone. And so is 11th. This is kind of like the like educational material that you pull out and just watch. If you want to learn how to play Kai versus Bridget, this is the shit. This is the shit that you should be queuing up. Wow. What a guy. What a guy. What a entrance with the Kai as well. What a Kai. What a guy and what a Kai. I didn't even realize I was making a pun there, but yeah, I guess that's the character. That's the character that RageWolf has been playing for a long time. We just haven't seen it before. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, next up should be Simppi and Ruka. Okie dokie. So Simppi's character choice for tonight is gonna be Potemkin, which I think we've seen once before in Bounty Hunters, but generally has been shopping around for a lot of different characters. We've seen like Abbas, we've seen Leos, we've seen Johnny's, we've seen a lot of characters. So many characters, in fact that I can't remember all of those from Simppi at this point. But there has been many. And tonight, looking to buster their way through Ruka, who is entering Bounty Hunters for the first time with that Baiken. I guess the matchup does have a little bit of that, you know, facing whatchamacallit, the character to beat. I like to call them the characters to beat. Some of those characters that you do get to see very often in competitive play. And then the potential woman is what they call her, right? But the potential is high, right? If you are student of the set play, this character can do quite a bit. But I've seen a lot of different tales spun around about this character, and of course there definitely are. I guess how they wanted to sort of balance Baiken in Guilty Gear Strive. They wanted to give her disadvantages. She has her clear advantages and she has her clear disadvantages, and some of those have been sort of leveled out a little, and some of those have been accentuated for the newest season. For example, like some of Baiken's knockdowns are very different now, so you don't necessarily get the same kind of stuff that you used to. Anyway, let's see what's up with this Potemkin at this Baiken. The range advantage is surprisingly in the grappler's favor. Other than, of course, the heavy kabari. Heavy kabari is probably a tool that you can utilize if you just wanna check them at full screen. But like the range of this grappler's normals is yeah, it's kind of scary. Not just the 5 heavy either. It's like the new improved 6 heavy, quite good. Reaches a little bit further with the stutter step. And then the rest of the kit. Speaking of the devil, we tried to whip punish it with 6 heavy there or something. or maybe missed an input on a kabari. Ruka on a collision course collides with the throw box here. Big gamble here, but it pays off because Ruka did jump up into the air, which is exactly where you want your opponent to be if you unleash that heat tackle and get them out of the sky. Very punishable if the opponent is not airborne, but if they are, then all is well in the Potemkin land. Ooh, powers through with the armor, and now you are gonna eat these Mixerinos. First out, goes for the 6 heavy immediately. Good trade in Simppi's favor. Now 6k trades, misses with the 2S. Ruka picking a right angle to approach this time around. Finding a far slash, and that should be it right. Yes, indeed. Rumble and tumble extremely fast in the number 3 matchup slot as Ruka takes the first one. Oof. It's getting hot in here. Take my shirt off. It's another hot day, another hot occasion. As these matches on Bounty Hunters are revving up. Oh, and the RC? Ooh, looking like was going for a tatami there for a moment. I wonder if that was some sort of setup that we've never seen before, or I haven't seen before. Initially misses with the forward mega fist, goes for an RC to fix it up. Finds the hit and the conversion with the RC. Drops the combo, but we are still on an aggressive. Oh, nice! Sets it up with a whiffed frame kill. Heavy kabari follow-up straight into the, you guessed it, TK Gyozan. The moneymaker. At least one of them from Bike Inside. Because if we're talking about moneymakers, it's definitely the TK Gyozan and then Jump Slash. Those are definitely some of the favorites. Of course, there's this as well, the frame 1 parry on defense. If you have a hunch, as per what your opponent is doing, nice 2S anti-air there. I think probably accidental anti-air as well, because Simppi has been poking with that quite a bit, especially when we've been closing towards this right corner. We can jump off, and comes down with a jump slash, another jump slash, preventing Potemkin from pressing those big buttons. Ooh, and skips it around with a tether attached. Ruka with another one. As much as it kind of looks like it is, like it feels like the round is in Simppi's favor, like most of the time, but then when Ruka manages to get the ball rolling, it rolls real far, if you know what I'm saying. A really well-oiled ball. Wait, are balls oiled? I mean, they can be. Don't ask me more though. Switch up the sides with the Gyozan coming in with a very nice angle as well. And now the Oki 2K2D. Ooh, but Mindshare gets punished by the reversal throw. Potemkin and Nagoriyuki, of course, have those extended throw frames even on their normal throws. Plus frames from the gun. Simppi not quite flinching even in the face of that. Just push forward and flex those muscles, as any big body in any fighting game should. Missed the throw. Getting a punish with the neutral jump shimmy. Trying to get a whiff punish there using the kabari. The furthest reaching move from Baiken, so we're gonna probably see that quite a bit still for the duration of this set, or throughout this set, from that particular range, where neither player is quite close enough to connect with like any of their S buttons especially. But also the Potemkin heavy button range is something that you gotta always keep an eye out for, because those heavy buttons are quite whiff punishable for most of the cast. In fact, if Potemkin wants to swing those full screen normals, that's probably one of the easiest way to get your game started. Just wait for the whiff punish. which is kind of like what Ruka was thinking about here, it looks like. Starting to keep at a much further distance from Simppi. Oh, there we go. I think that was not a clean whiff punish, but Simppi was trying to press something after the 6 heavy whiff. Here we go once again to S, converting into a nifty little combo. I like that. Viking has a little bit more active range, I think, in this patch compared to what she had in the past. But of course, the long range situations for her as S buttons are still probably like the most like one of those weaknesses that we were talking about earlier. Needs to get to a certain distance from the opponent if you want to consistently convert your fast, close to mid-range buttons. Oh, that's gonna go straight into the armor. And now Simppi holding down the fort with the 2S and closing in from the sky. Oh, nice little hop out of the sleight head. Of course, sleight head, one of those tools that you would, in a perfect world, always punish on reaction with an instant air dash if your character has a good air dash for that. If you don't, it's kind of annoying, usually. Closing in with a positive bonus. Lots of different options, lots of different paths that Simppi could take here with this 100 meter. It's counter hit though, and now one hit away potentially if we go into the super. Can't quite route into it. Ruka. Simppi reaches for the. Oh, is he gonna punish? Yes, indeed. I kind of like that. So position yourself just out of the range of the cheeks. Like, it's a very common play to come down with the jump D after your super to kind of maybe try to invite them too close and get hit by the jump D. But if you don't go in there and just shoot your shot with the cannonball, then they're gonna fall straight into the active frames of that move. And extending pressure with the RC. Aba gets interrupted here. Ruka. Ebbing and weaving. Ebbing and flowing. Ebbing and waxing and waning into the pressure. It still keeps going. And we have 50 more. So this pressure ain't gonna end anytime soon. Finds the hit. The jump slash doesn't quite connect. It's okay. We're flowing into another Okizeme situation. As that man once said, happy little accidents can turn into big advantages or even resets for the another full combo damage. Nice! Okay. Reacting to the forward air momentum of Simppi's with a parry. It's definitely one way that we can do it. Far slash working as an anti-air here. Potemkin has a lot of those buttons that can hit, can reach awkward angles that maybe standard characters can't reach very easily. Uh-oh. The burst punish not quite going through. So we continue rumbling and tumbling. Out of the corner with the classic instant air dash. Yozen. And now, back to neutral. How are we gonna approach it? Shoot the gun. That is plus frames. Ooh, both players at the same layer there. Taking the throw. That should be a punish. Yes, indeed. And now, is that gonna be enough? Gets the wall break. Tsurane Sanzuwatashi is gonna be enough, I think. Yes, indeed. The wall break damage is, I believe, an unscaled hit. After all. To the other side, I think that was meant to be a Yozen attempt, but got a jump slash for their troubles. Closing in with the set play. Simppi not believing in any of it, just throws the empty low. Gunshot. Disappears into the darkness. Oh, I love that, the deep dash under, switching positions basically for free. And the shimmy at the end there as well. Kind of makes sense. We've seen a lot of defending or defense attempts, successful ones as well from Simppi. So it does make sense that you would check with those shimmies from time to time as well. It's not unheard of for Potemkin to wake up with a 5-frame buster as well. So that gets checked by backdash shimmies and sequences like that as well. Once again, the parry forward, or rather parrying the forward moving Mega Fist. The trade, it's, I guess, in neither player's favor. I guess Ruka was the one who ended up losing more in that exchange. In terms of tension. Once again into slide head, waiting for it, unleashing the Aegis Reflector. But Ruka moves really patiently, and the reflector does not exist so long anymore. Once it's fired, it kind of moves forward around like half-ish screen distance. No longer can you get like a full like walk forward, full screen, even if you're back against the corner. In the club doing the Aegis Reflector right now. That's what I'm talking about. But Simppi will need to find some sort of successes here on a more active basis. Despite getting a lot of like random neutral hits, Ruka, once again, once you get into this position, Ruka has been pretty ruthless. Here it comes again. We get a little bit of a mix in. Ruka stays very tight though, not opening it up. Or not getting opened up. We have juice to spend here. Ooh, clips there at toes. What was that? Drifting into the corner, I guess because you have the tether attached and it's constantly pulling you towards Baiken. It opens up a corner steal there. Now Simppi, one more hit. Oh, but it doesn't reach. It doesn't reach. It would have been good as well. For Ruka was respecting there.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
So close, yet so far in the end. Aggressive burst, trying to contain Ruka in the corner. That endeavor, however, does not manifest successfully. It is instead Ruka who ends up taking this wall break, and then what can we do with the positive bonus? We can do a lot, especially if we manage to get to the 50 tension. I know one or two mix-ups that this character can do with the use of that juice. Tips the toes again. Set point, rukarequiem. On their debut match on Bounty Hunters has displayed the ability to play this character Baiken quite well. Ooh, but there's the throw. Reach the follow-up of the the heavy kabari. Through the wall we go, Simppi could potentially get activated. This is definitely the last moment. If you wanna get on the board, now is your chance. Everybody raise your hands if you wanna get on the board. There's one. One round. But we need another one. So much work as well. 2B, a little too late there. Can't find the punish. The jump in. Ooh, okay, this time the parry timing not quite correct. I think it ended up being a red parry as well. I tried to check them with the 5D. Simppi not yielding, pressing those buttons, looking for one more hit. Can we get it? Can we get on the board? Can we survive? Can we live? Here comes the Mixerino. Lands really fast like with the jump heavy and then to the other side. And many other ways. Oh, there we go with the back throw. We'll take that. We'll take that. Even though risky, we'll grasp any straw that we can get our hands on at this point. For sure. Reverse sweep, anyone? It wouldn't be the first time we see it on Bounty Hunters, right? Has interception there, the jump slash has a lot of horizontal. Wow, backdash out of there successfully. And finding a close slash, making sure that the combo indeed gets completed there. A couple more frames. Ruka starting to reap the benefits of the positive bonus, building up to 75, but the pressure is on Simppi's side. 2S, counter hit, into. And if the little combo can't quite catch them off the wall, but the frame advantage is enough to still get a hit in. I mean, that is, at least it's gonna build meter for you, even if it doesn't, like, actually get them. I think generally the cross-up yours and is it plus? I think it's plus usually. The gunshot. Simppi's life relatively low here, but is sitting on a round lead. Once again, the gunshot plus frames converted into a thick throw. And Ruka secures this round. First set point, or rather the second set point position. We've been here once before. Yeah, we've been here. That's the story I'm spinning here. Simppi has been here multiple times before, and now has to somehow fight against all odds. Hard knockdown, down life. No burst to be... Well, I mean, the burst is gonna come back relatively soon, but might not be soon enough. Would have to be probably stuck to the wall to get it back at this point. Comes back really fast, though, when you're at your low life situation. There's the burst! And now, can we make the comeback? Jump straight into the tatami mat. The 2S unfortunately betrays Simppi. Goes completely wrong direction. And Ruka shows up on bounty hunters and cleans the house up. Slicing a couple of leaves, couple of opponents, couple of shots here and there, and then we're out. Good stuff. Alright, now as per this fourth matchup slot, I think the talks were about, I think PRIDUZ stepping up to the plate and replacing Arazuki, who unfortunately couldn't show up today. But we've been able to procure another opponent for Flakdo. Let me do a couple of things first. Oh yeah, I should have probably said or told Flakdo earlier. Give me just a moment. Okay. Just making sure, because like it's a lot to keep track of. So I didn't have a quiet moment to ask Flakdo if they actually wanted to make if they were okay with the opponent switch. But if that is indeed what Flakdo desires, then we could play Flakdo versus PRIDUZ instead. Let me quickly pull PRIDUZ's data from old signups. Yeah, I think the call is for the switcherino to be okay. Okay, I think I got stuff ready to be ran on the technical side of things. As far as I can tell, these should be like relatively equivalent, or rather, the replacement from PRIDUZ should be like relatively, like roughly equivalent to what we were expecting to fight. Of course, the matchup is gonna be a little different, but. Oh wait, was PRIDUZ gonna play Jam? Sorry, I think it's Abba instead, right? Or is it Jam? Sorry, I'm talking whatever. I think we're supposed to be Abba. I don't know what's going on, but we'll go with the flow. This is one of the problems with you know, doing last minute switcherinos. I'll just hope the players took care of it. We'll just have to roll with the punches from here on out, because it's like it's just too difficult as a TO to make these switches on a moment's notice. Things work out or they don't. Here we go. So PRIDUZ versus Flakdo. I think. Let's put the colors in there as well, if we can decipher which one is which. So Flakdo is... Flakdo is the green one, right? And PRIDUZ is the pink one? A red one? Fit his name in there. Should be, yeah, like this. Okay. That should give us a little bit of clarity. I'm so sorry if it was supposed to be like. I feel so bad if the players actually arranged it as an ABBA, and then I was like, I was just autopiloting and being like Jam. I don't even know if PRIDUZ has a Jam anyway. I'm trying to align my head with which player is which player is which. Ask him to play Jam? Okay, all is well then. Streaming events is definitely an ordeal. I'm gonna have to refer to the score screen like probably half of the match, because I keep forgetting which player plays which character or which color. Okay, Flakdo green, Flakdo green, Flakdo green. Alright, so we've got a little bit of a gorilla mirror on our hands. For the first game, Flakdo stealing the pressure. Here goes for a really nice air throw, dropping them on the ground. And now finding a throw, can take a charge card here, opting to charge Ryujin, and that would have immediately actually broken the wall as well. I guess that's why we're going for it in this situation. Going for the, what's that called? Ryutsui? Ryutsui is the card that people usually love to favor a little bit over the other two, because it's so flexible. And most importantly, you can just slam it on pressure as well. And it's plus on block. It can be used as safe jump, can be used as a combo tool, can be used as a combo starter. It just does a lot of stuff. So it's like one of the general purpose best cards that you can get yourself. Ooh, goes for a parry here. Both players whipping a lot of stuff. Of course, Jam, not really known for her like button range, especially her normals tend to be like pretty stubby in a lot of just about any Guilty Gear game. But she more than makes up for it with her mobility. Has always been a very fast character, and A lot of her special moves move her around as well, a lot like so here. The fully charged Ryutsui from the skies. Oh, nice step back and a whip punish here. Going for a full combo, break it up. And on a collision course, once again on a moment's notice, this character is, you know, definitely one of those characters who just goes really fast. And PRIDUZ had no choice but to burst here. Attempting a whip punish here, missed it initially, but got the pressure. And then we got the disconnection as well. Damn. It's a cursed circumstances kind of a place. Is it just me, or is that wine jar in the background kind of pixelated? Now that I think about it, or now that I look at it. Okay, well. 2 up is Flakdo. I think players might have noticed. Oh, or never mind. It's okay. We can play it out. We can miss one match at this point of the set, and then we'll just come back even stronger. I think after the initial, or after the first week when Jam was introduced, I don't think I've seen a Jam mirror since then. It's definitely a very explosive kind of showdown where you can have a lot of different lines of plays for, you know, there's always a little bit of creativity when you have a character who like has to make a decision like which resources they want to charge. Jam, of course, having the like the stock system with the cards, or I guess you don't call them cards in this game. I'm not sure what you call them here. We used to call them cards because they used to look like cards in the UI. So I guess a lot of like OG Jam players and Guilty Gear players in general call them cards. But either way, the stocks, which stock you want to charge in a particular situation, kind of has a decently large bearing on your, you know, upcoming strategy. Of course, you do have moves with which you can charge all of them, such as one of Jam's supers. Then you can, you know, you can just have all and don't have to make the decision. There are a lot of combos as well where Jam burns basically all of them, if you're looking for that one more touch kind of a situation. Really even game here. Looks like Flakdo does have the advantage. Flakdo is also, looking at the numbers, probably the sort of the whatchamacallit, the favorite going into this set. Of course, being the primary Jam player, or being Jam main, if you will. I think PRIDUZ is not sure about PRIDUZ's like knocking order of his characters, but I think Jam is probably not the strongest one of them. Unsure. Okay, it is indeed Flakdo who gets the round here. So adding it to the score. And then hopping back in there. And back to respectfully spectating what these prime silverback gorillas have to offer moving forward. 3-0 for Flakdo though. Let's see how and or if PRIDUZ is able to break this momentum from Flakdo. Plus frames from the Ryutsui. It's so nice to go into a pressure string on a character like this when you know if it's like, if it doesn't work out, I can always just cancel into a Ryutsui and restart my pressure with a close slash. I think she never gets pushed out of the close slash range, right? Unless the opponent goes for something like an IBFD. But now, Size of Life, definitely from PRIDUZ. Spending all of it, gets an FRC conversion, that's very nice. And now, cycling into the wall break is gonna be after the meter build penalty is over, build a lot of it back again. In fact, able to get roughly more than 50 meter. Nice! Reads out the command flip. It's really tough, like in these pressure situations, especially when you're trying to decode or sort of like react to what the opponent's jam is actually doing in the air. Are they just going into like the flip kick or the axe kick immediately? Are they doing it with like a jump? Are they doing it with a command hop? Like what kind of jump are we talking about? And timing might change quite a bit. If you're trying to jump or go air to air or even anti-air against what's the axe kick called again? God, OG Guilty Gear players. Why am I forgetting special move names so often in this franchise? Well, she's gonna say it eventually. She's gonna say it eventually. We'll just call it axe kick for now. We go once again with the Ryutsui, but then without a card, it is slightly minus. Not punishable though. So it's that very Guilty Gear Strive-like pressure ender, where you're kinda in the opponent's range, minus in their face, but they can't really punish you, and then you're trying to RPS whether you should escape or what's gonna happen in the follow-up situation. But now, PRIDUZ, looking pretty good, gets mashed up by Flakdo. From coast to coast, this character has a lot of corner carry with her basic combos. Charging Ryutsui, as well as the dragon. Unleashing the dragon, one of the primary features, it breaks the wall immediately. Ryutsui plus frames, finds a hit with the... Oh, but can't quite convert it. So now PRIDUZ's turn. This could be very close to a kill, actually. The Bunny Tornado deals decent amount of damage. Not enough for this occasion, though, but converting it into a nice little knockdown. PRIDUZ turning up the heat and gaming. Stepping up to the plate on a moment's notice, or on a short notice,
Duel 1.
and saying that it's okay, even if it's a sudden match, we can definitely game here and hold our own against Flakdo, who is, mind you, still undefeated on Bounty Hunters. 3-0 is the record so far. Ooh, just sends the dragon kick, RC. I mean, you can definitely afford to do that if you have resources to spend, namely the tension. Flip into. It's so tricky because like the angle changes so much as well. The timing, the angle, the everything, depending on how she performs it. And in worst case scenario, that Ryutsui can be like, it can look like a jump in, but then she just lands herself so fast and goes for a low instead. Kind of like an aerial low is one way to describe it. It just exploits your primal fighting gamer instincts to stand up when you see somebody jumping at you. Those kind of characters are the nastiest in the business, let me tell you that much. Okay, PRIDUZ charging up all the stocks at once. Geki finds a Geki in, that's it. I was able to figure it out without Jam actually saying the name of the move. And on a roll here, 2 in a row. Wash those hands, get ready for the next one. R/ pressure. Able to get a gold burst out there, so that's gonna secure Flakdo an early positive bonus. And now with all of that meter, We can definitely do some magic. Or sorry, is that PRIDUZ? Sorry, that's PRIDUZ, not Flakdo. I'm so sorry. Mirrors. Silent mirrors as well. Yeah, from the command hop, the Geki looks quite different than just doing it raw from a block string. No check there. Able to get a free Ryuchi card charged. Flakdo goes for the burst. Very, very risky here. Especially when your life bar is nearing the tail end of it. And you're one hit away from being eliminated. To put you in this kind of situation where you go down immediately and don't have any bursts to speak of for the next round. But let's see if it's gonna play any role here in the second round. Ooh, that's kind of nice. So whipping with the button. That's her. Wait, is that her? Is that her far slash or 5 heavy? I know what close slash looks like, but I didn't play jam myself on release, and there just haven't been like that many jam players. I think it's her far slash, right? Alright, wall break. Life situation is even. Trying to spend the meter in order to basically prevent Flakdo from playing the game. Oh, here comes the puff. And reads the burst as well. Big plays. I feel like it probably was just a matter of warming up. 3 straight wins for Flakdo at the start. And then PRIDUZ warmed up and ready to go. Ooh, nice. Quick punish. Buffer puff. And then you pass. In the corner, once again, Ryutsu is the card of choice. Oh, nice. Gets a parry there. That's a 5-framer as well, so that's a little different than... It's much closer to what Abba's parry is like. Although, functionally, when it hits, when it actually triggers... of course, it looks much different. Because you actually have follow-ups out of it instead of like Abba who just gets the meter and then recovers eventually. Both players with the Ryujin, look at that! The max Ryujin takes all the way from left corner to the right one. And without any further card support, using the 50 tension to convert into the win instead. God, I love resource management characters. It's kind of okay. What do I have available? What do I need to make this combo happen? And if I don't have one resource, then I can use another one. Ryutsui is loaded, as well as Ryujin. Finding a hit here could potentially break the wall immediately. Because Ryujin has that. Ooh, nice! Wait, no, never mind, not nice! I thought that was good, but the reversal super has so much forward moving momentum. And, you know, the command hop was already going over. Work it this time? Yes, this time it's gonna work out. This is definitely one kind of approach that you can have against, you know, the sort of the ambiguous nature of her jump-ins or aerial stuff. If you see any sort of aerial movement whatsoever, an input like a DP or a reversal super, I think it should, like, unless the opponent jam is just doing command hop and then blocking immediately, should work out right. There we go, buck shoot. Low profiling features, sliding under. Flakdo taking the lead once again after the 3 for you and 3 for me. Kind of an exchange here early into this set.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Setting a getting round start. PRIDUZ unleashing a couple of pops. And now I think the get getting from front is no wait, the cross up is plus, but then from front it's minus frames, unless if it's, I can't even remember all that. There's so many different rules depending on like if her if her special moves are charge, if they're performed from the command hop or not. There's a lot of stuff to consider. And if you don't actively play Jam yourself or play against Jam yourself, you might forget. You might forget if you're playing other fighting games like Avatar. Ooh, nice. Hops over. Our reactive frames already expanded. Ooh, there we go. Should work out. Poking out of the pressure. PRIDUZ gonna move this battle into mid-screen with a decent amount of frame advantage. Can actually get a close slash after the super, which is also kind of nutty. Considering like what it gives, that's the Butty tornado is kind of like an RTL in a lot of different ways. Ooh, Flakdo finding a defensive throw and reversing the situation. Another very meaningful round here once again. Is PRIDUZ gonna keep up with the score, or is Flakdo gonna be able to build 2 games of momentum again? Go burst! Those resources are coming in. Even if you do get hit by the opponent immediately after a gold burst, at least the positive bonus does give you a little defensive modifier so that you don't get hit quite as hard immediately. Flakdo still with the Ryutsui carded. Potentially looking to use it as soon as we get into the opponent's guard. I mean, you can kind of use it to skip neutral as well, but probably better used for pressure. And since we are in the corner, opts to take a Ryujin card this time. Could break the wall immediately. Do we go for it? Yes, indeed. The clean hit triggers. It's so cool to see these like these how sort of how the pressure chart kind of unfolds depending on the situation. Recognize that the opponent was literally one wall break away from getting tapped out, and since we are in the corner, we might as well charge the Ryujin card instead. I mean, of course, if the opponent is blocking, if you can't find the hit, then yeah, sure, having the Ryujin card would be slightly better for just your own block pressure, but hey, cool little differences. Oh, found the close slash but didn't convert it. Was maybe worried about, no, it was PRIDUZ who was with the burst that time. And the big swing left and right. She's definitely known, even from previous games and like, you know, previous iterations of the game, as that character who has all those air normals that can hit all around her. God, that's so tricky to see. Is it a high? Is it a low? Is it the axe kick or is it just Ryutsui? Now let's see what Flakdo has to offer here. Goes for a risky little throw. Oh, clean reversal super once again. These have been working out for PRIDUZ quite a bit. A reversal super can be an absolute banger of a momentum swinger as well. Alright, attempting to run it back once again. Only one game of a gap here. Just sending a full screen jump into Ryutsui. The buy is so hard to contest as well, because like it moves so fast for one, so it's hard to put your boxes consistently where that move is at the moment, if it's thrown out just at neutral. Scoring a wall break here. PRIDUZ looking good. Opportunity to charge another one. The sort of, as long as the opponent is in like a mid-screen, healthy or a neutral position, we're usually going for the Ryutsui card. But then if the Ryutsui is already charged, then the second priority is to go for the big dragon. Speaking of big dragon, it doesn't get to utilize it, unfortunately. Oh, it is 5 heavy? Okay, yeah. It's 6p. Flakdo still working with the Ryutsui card. Just opts to actually not use it that time around. It is kind of a mind game that you can make out of it as well. If your opponent is just expecting you to go for that plus frame special move that is like hard to do anything against. And then you instead just go for Gekirin instead and take the overhead. These are the kind of mind games that you can definitely play. I see. Out the momentum here. Flakdo only needs one more hit, or just kidding, one more. +1 on top of the +1. Hops to the other side. That should be plus, if memory serves correctly. Ooh, attempting the whiff punish there, but then getting caught by the second puffball. The puffball is so fast, and it does leave you at like a decently spaced distance. Like even if it whiffs, it's not the easiest thing to whiff punish in the world. Oh, but going for a puffball of your own, the hitbox is massive. Like it's, if you take a look at the hitbox, it's basically like an advancing DP, has basically always been. Flakdo finds the throw and goes for the cash out. Is that enough? I don't think so. Can't even get a charged card here off the wall. Oh, and gets mauled out of the jump out attempt. Feels like the burst has to come out here. Flakdo, so many resources because we had that wall break earlier. Oh, that air throw. Wait, wasn't it Pride? Wait, I already forgot who was in the air first. I feel like it was PRIDUZ on the ground, but then, and Flakdo was jumping in, but then still got the air throw. Huh. Okay. I mean, I might be seeing things as well. It's been a long night. I'm like, it's been a long night, and it's QK. It's only matchup slot number 4. Alright, got the press there. So PRIDUZ. Bringing back the pressure. Pressure. It's gonna miss though. That's like the one case for PRIDUZ where the reversal super isn't working out. It's when sort of Flakdo is purposely moving into a position to cross up with the X kick, or axe kick rather. And again, there we go. Routed opponent. That should be around. Alright, the throw, the first actual big hit of the round, allowing Flakdo to also get that tool, the shiny blue little kick. And I swear, it's almost better like post block than just getting a hit with it, or like rather, people often try to press buttons afterwards because, like, of course, the non-charged version is minus, and then in the heat of the moment, you have to discern if you actually just block the carded one or the non-carded one. All right, a quick conversion here. This isn't gonna kill though. The PRIDUZ definitely needs all the value that they can get here. Flakdo is sitting on the 6 points here. Plus frames into a frame trap or a spacing trap rather. Takes a step backwards and then punishes the opponent's button. Go burst. Oh, that's punish, or rather that's plus frames. Generally not plus the pop ball. Oh, there we go. Generally not plus on grounded opponent, but just like pretty much every single move in Guilty Gear Strive, if the opponent is airborne, should produce plus frames. And no set point. Flakdo is closing in. Has the plus frame kick. PRIDUZ initially clears it, but in the follow-up pressure, getting clipped, getting caught, and now with the positive bonus, Flakdo looking to end it potentially. Puffball whiffs, just barely. Is minus on block though, no longer that massive threat that it used to be in the past. Cash out, burst is available, baits it! It had to come out! It had to come out! Sort of, kind of. And Flakdo just waits it out, baits it, and still maintains the undefeated status on Bounty Hunters here. Yet, big hand once again. PRIDUZ has been like the MVP for players who have been filling out or like substituting in on a short notice. Just to sort of save these matchup slots that had to be cancelled on a moment's notice otherwise. Good stuff. That was actually like surprising, like way stronger of a jam that I initially expected from PRIDUZ. And now we got 2 more to go. 2 big bangers, if you will. First one of them is gonna be Holiday versus Mary. Speaking of players who are undefeated, is Mary currently undefeated as well? Let me actually check that after pinging the players. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna mute for a couple of seconds while the players are stepping in and do a thingy magic.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Heaven or hell. Johnny versus Milia. Duel 1. Let's rock. Slap. Duel 3. Let's rock. Slap.
Happy End の条件はハンサムが勝つことさ。
Duel 1. Let's rock. Slap. Duel 2. Let's rock. Slap. Duel 3. Let's rock.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize my mic was off. No way, it's been off all this time. That's embarrassing. I was like, I thought I clicked it off at the start of the set. Oh well, no reason crying over a spilled milk here. Where I've been yelling at the clouds. Alt hag pogs at the clouds, but nobody can hear. Damn. Anyway, I mean, lit ass set here. Missed all the introductions and all that, but yeah, this is probably like maybe top seeded match of the evening, so we should be hyped. Right. Ooh, can we still punish the Artemis? Not quite. He's pretty fast on recovery after all. The low after the disc set up. Not taking the wall. Try to deflect shield here. Like I said earlier, makes a lot of sense that you try to utilize the deflect shield as much as possible against these absolute mix-up, menacing, like mix-up. Oh my god, I'm still so embarrassed about the mic that I'm just completely brain fried here. Professionals, am I right? Ooh, comes in from a really tricky angle there. It's kind of like a +1 air mobility option in addition to like whatever else that she got going on for her, having access to the Capel. And I was talking about earlier how difficult the Capel is to deal with. Although Holiday has had the kind of the right hunch so far. Air throw is one of the best options that you can actually use against it. Mary takes the lead here. Right, aggressive burst into the corner. Unfortunately, will not be able to get any value out of that. And now Mary on the driver's seat and still has her burst ready to go. Chooses to use it pretty fast, like. The 5B trying to jab Mary out of the sky, but you have to have the exactly right kind of anti-air for the job, for the occasion. Especially when she's doing like the air dash jump heavy stuff. Slices the Rose. Ooh, finds the low with the misfiner. Into more mix-ups coming here. Set up the card. Is it enough? No. The wall gives away a little bit too early, forcing the wall break. Probably opting to hold. No, actually chooses to play with it. Makes sense because Holiday has so much tension still left to spend. BRC and then the 9-framer produce it. It's kind of a safe decision as well. I think a more gambler-ish player would have probably tried to air throw or try to go for some sort of an anti-air there. Once you see like Emilia coming down with the jump heavy. With punish attempt. Oh, there we go. Now I finally get to hype up Holiday's air throws for reals. Once we've seen one. Because like we said, it's one of those things that like one of the few things that you can actually do against Capel from certain angles. So having the game sense to look for those and then actually go for those and then actually hit your execution on those, I think is the hardest layer of them all. But to be able to play against Milia at a higher level, you absolutely have to. You have to have the air throws. I don't think there's any way about it. And you can see Holiday kind of fishing for them constantly. Doing grounded anti-airs against Milia, like yeah, they sometimes work, but I think the majority of the time you kind of want to chase her with air-to-airs, if possible. Yo, the deflect shield pushed her away momentarily, but then still goes for the 5D and steals the corner. I think that could be close to a kill. She has the meter. She's not convert it this time. Warsi, are we punishable? Unsure, but a couple of quick jabs from the sky. The 2-piece. Converted into a knockdown. Very, very important thing to have in Guilty Gear. And not just to have, but also to utilize successfully. There we go, jumpy. Staircase them to the ground. Mary chooses to go. Whoa, look at that. Dodges this Joker trick with the S-disc. And lives to tell the tale as well. That Lost Shaker attempt. Then Holiday immediately after the minus frames ready to strike. And I think the kind of spacing where Lost Shaker leaves you, Johnny is probably one of the better characters in the game to sort of challenge you afterwards. Has exactly the kind of tools for that kind of job. And deflect shield looked like it was not gonna do anything for a moment there. But putting enough distance between the first jump heavy and the second one. And now, YRC, in order to not have to eat the mix-up, but has to eat it anyway. Here it is. With its minus, Mary not pressing the buttons though. Jumpy. Misses, sends the Brain Destroyer, and Holiday blocks successfully. Second time's the charm, huh? One of the few players that has been able to sort of, oh, my goes for one of his own. Are you ready to react to it then? I actually love that. It gets the, like, it's such a, I do that as well. It's such a petty feeling. I'm like, you fucker. You just 5D'd me. I'm gonna 5D you back and see if you can actually react to it yourself. And it feels like such a petty thing to do, but it's so fun. It's so fun. I get frame trapped with the S-Disc, and with the 50 meter that Mary had, converts very nicely as well. And I'm probably gonna play safely here, I would assume. Yep, just to get the positive bonus rolling. And once it's actually producing meter, then you go in, and then you reap the benefits, and then you potentially boost the amount of meter that you could get for your pressure. Very smart kind of leveraging all of your advantages and disadvantages. I think we're gonna break the wall here. Yes, indeed. Get the heart knocked down. Winger is potentially available as a reversal. One of Milia's only ones. But I think so far, haven't really seen that tool being used yet. Ooh, cut them with the vault deal. I'd already committed to a deep dash far slash. Deep dash far slash kind of rhymes, doesn't it? Deep dashes, far slashes. And something wrapping splashes and bashes. And then going for the Guilty Gear clashes. Both players having used their bird. Ooh, the jump slash. Showcased for the first time here the massive horizontal nature of Milia's jump slash. Holiday resets it up, gets the read, takes another throw, and has been able to build a little bit of momentum here, running away with the set 4-2 now. But Mary still has a lot of time to adjust here, and I don't even think there's like necessarily needs to adjust anything. It just do what you're doing, but do it like 5% better, and that can be everything that you need, or even like 1% better can be what swings it in your favor. That's it, assuming the Yaido stance, also known as Mr. Fina. Yeah, this kind of deflect shield situation has been played very, very often. Like the initial jump in gets pushed away, and then Milia with her additional air dash, still on a collision course. So you would have to like deflect shield and then press buttons extremely fast on Johnny's side, who's starting with the Ensenga in the corner, barely in the range of that 2K2D. Trying to jump out. To no avail. Ooh, misses the air throw. Yeah, you can see Holiday. It's like all the good players know it. All the strong players know that is one of the best tools that you can have for that problem. So like you can't avoid using it. It's just about bringing it out at the perfect moment. And Holiday on a roll. Holiday is one of those players who are like, I don't play very often, but when I do, you're gonna get fucked up. Like Holiday's one of those players who has been with us for such a long time, like basically since the inception of Bounty Hunters. But he's like participations are spread across like 4 years. Very evenly, so there's like around a dozen participations, like sprinkled here and there. Really cool kind of play. Trying to go for a quick charge 5D again, I think. Oh, I love it! I love it! Do it! Ugh. Let me show you how it's done. The 5D. I can do it too. Resetting into guard crush. YRC and able to get a micro dash 2K with the plus 10 frames that you get from the YRC. Oh, this could be potentially be Mary's round. Back to neutral. No tension available yet. Deflect shield pushes Mary away. Mary has a burst, but I think the burst will not play any role here because you can't take a hit. Double KO. Okay. A rare kind of draw here. At least it wasn't draw in the last round. Draws, like, let me tell you about draws in Guilty Gears. They're kind of fun. Because, like, you can never win a game with a draw. Unless you do it 2 times in a row. It's like, technically, if somebody is down the round, look at that. Air throw, chef kiss. If somebody's down a round and a double KO happens, then, like, you... Like, the player who is down the round will actually benefit more from it. Okay, Mixerino time. Wait, I thought that was right, but it was left. But I mean, she is the original left, right, up, down woman, isn't she? Of Guilty Gear. I guess more of a high-low woman initially. I think the left-right nature is more of a Guilty Gear Strive thing. But like initially she has been more of a high-low demon in the past. Sending the Septon voices, however, Holiday cleans it with a nice little dash jump. Straight into pressure. And now, Holiday in a really good position. In fact, 6-2 after the initial 4 games. It's been smooth sailing for Holiday. Ooh, I love that. The FRC just basically said, I don't need anything fancy here. I just need a couple more touches. So went for like an emergency hit confirm using all of your meter. That deflect shield is kind of dope. Like the first jump in deflect shield like looks a little sussy sometimes, but then if you actually connect the deflect shield on the second overhead, that absolutely pushes Milia away. Steals the corner successfully. Looked a little dangerous there for a moment. For all these characters who have these corner stealing mix-ups, you gotta be sure that you should hope that you actually get the hit as you are stealing. Otherwise, you might find yourself between a rock and a hard place. Shield utilizing by Mary as well, missing the... Oh no! I wonder if the idea was to like ground yourself as fast as possible, or rather eliminate your landing recovery with that. Deflect shield. This is really high level. Mary finds the burst. One more hit and it could be over. Misses an air throw and Mary's still alive. As everybody's favorite video game AI once said. Alright, the deflect shield, but there was no follow through. Just barely outside of the idol range there. Still in the corner. Not getting the relevant hit that Mary was looking for. Zooming around, trying to fake it from the left, from the right, from the up, from the low, from the whoosh. Sliding straight into the 2K that is still active for Mary. Mary's definitely trying to make this as difficult as possible and doing angles that she hasn't necessarily been doing like earlier this set. You can definitely feel that she feels the pressure that it's actually gonna be over. After potentially one more hit, break it with an Ensenga, 50 in the tank, what are we gonna do? Live or die, Mary. Finds a hit there, air dash overhead, jump heavy. And now, YRC in the corner, burst immediately. I kind of vibe with that, because that was a checkmate kind of a situation. Is that a good hit? That's a good hit, trademark. Mary lives to find another game. One more at least, or perhaps, or maybe, unless there's more to come. God, she's so fast. She's just so fast. What a character. Re-engaging from the guard crush, and we'll have to take another one. Nice jumps out of this blocks though. However, with a really high jump, she basically presented an angle that was still chaseable, and Holiday, you bet your ass, is gonna chase it. With a double jump, with a super jump, and a throw. Set point Holiday once again. The absolutely goated sword guy off the J. Oh, that's plus, I think. Deflect shield, and Holiday actually drifts back in there immediately after the thingy magic happens. ODG not available. And there it is, chip damage. Holiday closing it out with an absolutely brutal, relentless looking pressure string. I mean, when you are in that situation where it's basically like one mistake and the set is over, it's understandable. The opponent gets to probably bluff their way in a little bit more consistently. But man, Holiday, always such a rare treat to see their play. Whenever it happens once in a while. Also, sorry about that, didn't see you earlier. Didn't see a bunch of cool looking people from Blink's stream. Howdy how, gamers. We are at the moment proceeding to the last match of the evening. And what a cursed evening has it been. Not because of the players, but solely because of my my bullshit. I mean, if is it a bounty hunters unless it's a little bit of a shit show. It doesn't feel like home unless there's a little bit of that. But now we're gonna move to the last match of the evening, which is a grudge match between the two Polish players. The previous face-off ended up Butty taking it 7-2. Let's see if we can iterate upon this. I already said it last time when they played. I really like this matchup for Testament for a lot of reasons. I think my favorite is that the match, the game plan seems really clear for what you're supposed to be doing. Out of like pretty much all of the characters I've played into Nagoriyuki so far, I've felt the least lost with this character, Testament. Because you know exactly where your strong points are, you know exactly when, you know, you're fucked, when Nago is strong, when Nago is weak, and it's kind of like, it feels good to leverage that. When you finally get into the position where Nago is like high blood, at full screen range, you control it, it feels good. But it doesn't mean it's easy. Doesn't mean it's easy by any measure of the, you know, any type of the measure. All right, round 2, Yappie versus Butty.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society, so instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts.
But it is that character Nagoriyuki that we are talking about. Has pretty much always been one of the characters to beat, with the likes of like Ramlethal, Happy Chaos, characters like that have been like, I mean, maybe Happy Chaos is not good to mention here because of the newest meta shift, but like all the top end characters that have been there since the beginning of time. And still contesting the top meta position immediately into the little stutter step to shimmy the throw from Yappie. Getting marker out there, but Butty ready to strike and prevent the escape from the corner. kind of like what you want your gameplay to be for the most part in this matchup. Trying to be as much close and personal as possible. Like if you have blood to spend, then you can be far away because those neutral skips are strong, they're good, they're absolutely goated. And then when you're high blood, you want to be around at this distance where you can utilize 5 heavy. And Testament can't just say no to RPSing against it. But then when it revolves to this full screen range, Testament gets to say, like, it gets to have way many more options. Forcing things, going for the throw a little bit too early, unfortunate, and gets back thrown for their troubles. Butty opens it up.
Mankind knew that dual one.
And when the action is Butty sided, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be so fast paced, and these rounds can be over really, really quick. And on the other hand, I think Testament, like, unless you're working on a blood level 3 Nagoriyuki, like your damage isn't exactly like anything to write home about. So the matchups, or rather the rounds, get a little bit more, like, you have to grind it out a little bit more as Testament. You have to land way more hits. Curse has been applied, plus frames here. Recurse is available, blocked. Ooh, goes for a possession in place, which Butty actually calls out. Going for a 2 heavy there. And again, just walking forward menacingly. In fact, so menacingly that the opponent goes for a throw a little too early. That's Aura. Of course, parking himself at a position of the succubus marker whenever there is, possession RPS to be had. Could be sweet little hit. Okay, so we'll fall into the Nostrovia here. Never mind. I thought it was insurance, but no. I mean, sometimes it can be, depending on the spacing. You have to kind of block Nostrovia on the way down from your burst. Trying to shave the last hit the hit points away from. Oh, that was clean! Sliding into the 6P, and you know the tail of. Wait a second! Who is it? Is it Butty? It's Butty! Oh my goodness. Was trying to rush off the wall and potentially get in there to get a punish on the blood rage explosion. That was a strange round ender. I've never quite seen anything like that. Which I feel like is a sentence that I utter on like numerous occasions while commentating Guilty Gear. Basically any Guilty Gear. This fighting game is a wonderland. Taking the teleport. Oh, I love that. RC, I believe, to bait the burst here, but Butty is not yet in a position where he necessarily has to commit. But you know why he's coming into the explosion? Wait, that wasn't OTG? Huh? Wait, was that a true combo? It kind of looked like it was going to be OTG and Yappie was okay there, but maybe not. Ooh, taps the 5D. That's not gonna be the most damage out in the universe, but it's definitely one step closer towards the ultimate goal. Goes for a hard bait on burst again. Butty does not bite. In fact, it has to be Yappie who needs to burst first. Can we get out of there? Yes, indeed, the jump gate does get a little bit of a hit on the way out, but can't be converted without a curse or a 50 meter. And then the teleport, the Fukyo. Can't really tell, like, looking at the Fukyo, you can never tell if it's backwards or forwards. So there's a little bit of that RPS gain there. You think it's forwards, you try to jab, you try to throw, but then they did the backwards Fukyo and then you look like a fool, and then they do a forwards Fukyo and then you don't check it, and then you're like, then they're like, check them Fukyos, and then you're like, I'm getting mixed up here. Help. It is that kind of a character. I mean, Nagori Yuki is one of... Ooh, double curse though. Immediately bursts it. This should work out. Gets to fully charge. The Grave Reaper sent the little crow as well. Nice, that should go into a nice little conversion. And on plus frames as well. Oh, but the Clone Fukyo. The Clone Fukyo is one of the like primary suspects for why Testament always has to feel so threatened, even at full screen neutral. Nice jump out of the bite. Was on the right Yomi layer there, but like you have to kind of predict the Clone Fukyos from. To quote one of my favorite fighting game players from Mayan era, because like you have to be like jumping or air dashing back at a particular angle, at a particular range in order to like cleanly punish Clone Fukyos, or even like Fukyo Beyblades, or even just normal Beyblades. It's gonna be plus because of the explosion. Ooh, but wait a second, wait, went through the far slash with the Beyblade? I call bullshit on how much stuff this move does. Aggressive burst, now Yappie locked up in the corner potentially, far slash into. Arbiter sign, looking for one more hit. Can we get it? Fully charged. Grave Reaper should be plus frames, I think, even with the heavy, or like even with the new heavy frame version. Yappie on board. Okay, this is a good shot, a good start. Butty didn't run away with too much of a lead. 3-1. This is a position we can fight back from. Of course, I don't exactly know what the ambitions of Yappie are going into this match. Are we like actually like are we looking to like win? Oh, there we go. Finally has been baiting it for so many times, and I bet that is a position where Butty tends to burst because Yappie keeps going for it. After all, these two players play against each other quite a bit, so they should know each other's player habits as well. And I imagine Yappie wouldn't bait for nothing. Does have the burst here, but so much damage. So much damage from the 6 heavies. With punish just a little late there on the mace on the round start. Ooh, trade. Kind of neutral here. Tries to reach for the throw again. Butty's just out of range here. Curse secures plus frames. I think it should be plus frames anyway, but I mean, we could always take a little bit of extra plus here and there. Backdash out of the 6K, that looks cool. Exits the corner, and basically every single special move that you can... Ouch! Ouch, ouch, ouch. Every single special move that you can avoid from Nagori Yuki is, at least in my mind, one step closer to your like ultimate victory condition as a Testament. The more blood Nago has currently, the less options he has at the same time. Or rather, the higher the blood is, the less options available. Ooh, speaking of the blood, I think burst is imminent. And luckily the heavy Grave Reaper wasn't close enough to screw up the combo either. Mask on time should be soon, so gotta be careful. Yeah, because it's like, if you're in a punishable position while the mask goes on, the Nago player can kind of use it as like a stop time, like a free time stopper, and then like 6P or throw or whatever is the counterplay to whatever you're playing at the moment. Look at them with the heavy Grave Reaper. Not much coming out of it for Yappie to take this pressure. 50 meter is probably something that you happily pay to get out of the corner. That's really close to a pop here. Speaking of popping, you know, there's one thing that's been kind of absent from this match now that I think about it. Where is Yukimo? Where is Klarna install? Where is credit card swipe? Butty hasn't been using that even a single time so far. But maybe, I mean, we didn't need it in the past, so it's not necessarily something that you have to play over, or play around, rather. Ooh, that looked like a clean prediction there on the jump. Unfortunately, the opponent had the meter. Ah, the Beyblade. I know the pain. That's been something that's kind of hard to deal in the past as well. And probably even more so now that Testament's projectiles are not quite as plus as they used to be. Another score for Butty. Ooh, finds the low there with a 2S. After the teleport, looked like was trying to go for like a 5D there, maybe? Or missing an input on that throw. I guess we shall never know. The life situation is quite even. Yes! The angle is perfect. Every time somebody successfully baits like jumps and baits clone Fukyo or Beyblade successfully, that's a pog and a half from QK. I mean, it's not the easiest, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but it's not the easiest thing either. And it's like, have you ever jumped against Nagoriyuki with your life on the line? When is it, like, you have to challenge Beyblade? Are you jumping against Beyblade? That's it's not good for your health. Like, sometimes you have to, because you just don't want to take it. Oh, the shimmy with the back voice Fukyo. Misses 6 heavy. And Yappie back in there. That was a clean backdash. Yappie has been doing that before as well. Oh, Yappie, please see it. Please see it! Okay. Oh, but the 2K miss is too late. Nevertheless, Butty at the moment at 0 life. Yeah, the instant air jump K is kind of goated. Because you don't need to convert it anymore in that situation. You just need the tap. Little tap on the shoulder. It's like, ha, tag, you're it. Minus there, so Nago definitely pushing those plus frames as soon as possible. Clean Fukyo right in there in the opponent's guard. Tried to go for like a semi-safe combo piece, but this time it's Yappie who refuses to burst. And I mean, at this point, I don't think you're gonna burst at this point, right? The shimmy actually ends up. Ooh, nice jump in. Teleport RPS. Opponent hesitates, so we send the crow and get the curse. Ah, but the jump K from Butty is already active there. Ooh, okay, the 6B actually, the massive horizontal range actually catches the multi-Fukyo there. Wait, where's the curse? Did the curse not trigger there, or what's going on? Or did it trigger? I think maybe it got triggered by something else. There we go, the jump K converted with Stain. Boom shakalaka, hard knockdown, Stain applied, lots of options available here. I tried to charge the bullet charge, the Grave Reaper for blast frames. Butty didn't have any of that. But through the wall we go. Yappie has access to 50 very soon, as does Butty. Oh, the fight, the 2P. There we go, there's the install. Ah, but yeah. That's kind of like a samurai mix-up, or samurai mix-up kind of a situation. Because like, when the Klarna is active and you have more than a couple of seconds left and the opponent has 0 life to spend, it's like, what are you gonna do? Yeah, of course you're gonna go in. Like, balls to the walls. Spend the special moves, do a couple of highs, do a couple of lows, or actually no lows, because Beyblade is not a low anymore. I guess you're just doing a couple of highs with the boys. But like, the chip damage potential is there, and like throw potential is there, and of course you're gonna be scared about trying to counter the throw after Beyblade. And like if the Nago has like infinite survivability at that moment, or like or rather infinite blood for a little bit of time, yeah, it's not easy. That's close to a samurai mix-up that you can as you can get in the modern patch. Damn. It would be a shame if this set ends here after the disconnection. Say it isn't so. I mean, Yappie is up around here. Let's go, Yappie. Do it for the spectators. I'm so sorry, Arxis, Butty, Ishiwatari. Why did you make this bubblegum piece of coded game that, I mean, doesn't work? I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. We're okay. Yappie's gonna have this. And we're gonna go back in and finish the set, right? Right? Like I've never before in my life have I had this much faith in somebody as I have in Yappie right now. We took a huge hit. It's okay. It's chill. You know, Butty's probably pretty high blood here, considering it's towards the end of the round. So Yappie has an advantage in terms of position as well as life. Everything is pointing at Yappie's direction. Did I put this in? I didn't. Almost screwed up. There we go. Look at that. Told you. I'm never wrong. I'm never wrong. I'm always right about these things. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's predicting these things. So 3-6. Yappie has officially passed the threshold. We've done better job than last time. But you know, when you compete in fighting games, it's never enough. That's never enough, chat room. It's never enough. And you know this. Yappie can probably taste and smell blood. They want vengeance. They want justice. For Testament. Arc system works. Buff one of my favorite characters right now. Oh, but that's a heavy hit. Close last 6 heavy into 6 heavy. Just like that. Set point position. Butty. Yappie needs to locking super hard. I think this needs something even more potent than locking in. This needs voodoo. This needs black magic. Nice. Jump K, or jump K converted into a throw. Got him with a low again. Plus frames, cashing out as much damage as possible. But now we need one more decisive hit. Bite, is that it? That's the curtain call. 5B, and it's over. Butty, a brutal killing machine. No remorse whatsoever. But Yappie, good news, we got it better than last time at least. This is definitely better than 2-7, but the demons will probably haunt Yappie's streams. I would know. I've been there before. And it's never enough. It's never enough when you can't quite get close enough. But good hustle nonetheless. It's tough. It's tough to be one of the whatchamacallit. I mean, can we? It's like Testament won a major recently, right? Which is, am I hallucinating that, or am I remembering incorrectly? I thought there was a major recently won by a Testament player. which is, it's kind of like, I feel like Testament has needed help for such a long time, and then somebody dares to go and win something. But I don't know. I might be actually hallucinating that fact. Maybe there are no results for Testaments. Anyway, super cool ass character, and hoping for hoping for better luck in future balanced lottery as well. To Testament and friends. But no, I think that is all for us today. Thank you for sticking through my bullshit. Had a couple of mishaps. Had a lot of brain freezes. Had a lot of stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be on a professional level. But hey, it is what it is. And if you wanna participate in this mayhem again next week, do join the Discord. We're gonna post signups in there in a couple of minutes after the stream goes offline. And yeah, next Sunday is gonna be more FT7s. I'm also looking forward to potentially streaming Avatar FT7s when the devs actually implement a working spectating feature in that game. So look forward to Avatar Bounty Hunters as well at some point, if you're interested in that. I'm not sure how much overlap there is actually between like the modern Guilty Gear community and Avatar, because Avatar is kind of like an old school sicko game. Anyway, let's see if there's anybody to rate on twitch.tv playing Strive. What do we got? I don't know any of these people. Could just trade Drakios, I guess. The Frenchies are playing some stuff. Yeah, we'll go over there. And yeah, thank you everybody for spectating, participating, and all that kind of jazz. We'll see you again next Sunday, same time. Yeah, that'll be it.